guys, welcome to the live stream here on YouTube. Guys, what's up? Welcome to the live stream here on my YouTube channel. Hello. Let me know where you guys are from, where you're watching. Thank you for chilling out with me, hanging out with me on this Thursday evening. I'm in Los Angeles. It's 6 o'clock here. The music is a bit louder than your mic. Okay, that's the way it should be, yeah. So just so you guys know, if you're watching on YouTube, there's like a 20-second lag between when I hear you, or when you hear me, when you see me and you hear me. And how do I turn that off? Every time I'm new to this whole business. Oh, I see. I'm going to pop that off for a second. Okay, now I won't hear it. Ohio, we got DC, Philly, North Carolina, Georgia. Lovely. I want to thank you guys so much for joining me on this live stream. This live stream is going to be a little bit different because we're going to be talking about Black Lives Matter, and we're going to be talking about ways that we could all help, we could all make a difference. Again, I don't have anybody like to check the sound, so if you think it sounds good and it looks good, that's great. What's up, my brother? My brother's in the chat. So if anything sounds weird or looks weird, let me know. Like if I go out of focus, you guys will let me know. This is actually my bedroom. This is really my bedroom. Somebody told me they thought it was a green screen, but it's not. Okay, so also I am live on TikTok as well. So if you are on TikTok, hop on over to the YouTube channel. The link is in my profile. We are live. It looks better. It sounds better. So I want to thank you guys for hanging out with me. Today we're going to be doing something different. On Sunday, I posted on TikTok a phone number. It's basically just a Google Voice number, and I asked people to call me, leave a text message, leave a voicemail, just to simply tell me how they're feeling. And if you know anything about me, I hate talking about my feelings. I was raised by immigrants, and if you were raised by immigrants, we don't talk about feelings. We talk about, so my mom is actually from Brazil, and my dad is from Italy, which makes me Persian somehow. I don't know why, but that's just how I look. But immigrant families, if you're an immigrant and you're in the chat, you could probably back that up. We don't really talk about feelings. If you tell your mom or dad you're sad, they'll be like, go get a job. So what I'm going to be doing is, and this is going to be more of like a serious tone on the YouTube channel, all right, on this show, because people are going to be expressing anger and frustration and sadness and things like that, and I thought was important to listen to this stuff. So what I want to start with, and first off, is thank you guys for watching, and thank you to everybody who called, left a voicemail or texted, and just know that I'm out here trying to educate myself. I'm incredibly lucky to have friends who call me out, who educate me. So be open-minded and get ready to be embarrassed. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to play this first video. I'm going to start with a video right now. I actually went to college with this gentleman. Went to NYU for acting. He's going to be on a Netflix show this month. His name is Brandon Goodman. He's very talented. He's a beautiful singer. He is African American. And one of the things that I've been dealing with this whole situation is like being embarrassed, feeling guilty, dealing with those feelings. So I'm going to play this for you guys, and you guys could watch. It's about 3 or 4 minutes. And I'm going to go ahead and play that for you. And at the end of this, I will be singing some songs. Okay, and also TikTok, feel free to hop over to YouTube. So I'm going to go ahead and play this first video.
In general, the feeling of embarrassment and shame and guilt are feelings that you should be addressing with yourself and your white and non-black community, but not with us. But what I will share is that I think that the embarrassment and the guilt and the shame is connected to, and I can speak for my white friends, which is that your identity has been rooted in your kindness and your generosity and your lovingness. That is how you see yourself. That is what you pride yourself on, is that you're kind and you're in tune and you're empathic. And if those things are true, then how could you have gone this long without seeing your Black friends and your Black colleagues and your Black neighbors in pain like this? How could you have gone this long without being plugged in to the plight and the trauma and the war that your Black friends and colleagues have been in? So your identity is being challenged and uprooted because it means that somewhere inside of you, you have absorbed racism and have responded and reacted at some point in ways that are racist and oppressive. Unconsciously, but you've still done it. And a kind, generous, loving person would never do anything racist, right? And so there comes the guilt, there comes the shame, there comes the fear that you are a bad person. It is not my job to make you feel like a good person, but what I will say is, one, told you being an ally would be messy. It's messy and it's complicated. You are allowed to feel those things, and those feelings will continue to come up, but to me, it's what you do with those feelings. Connect with your other white friends and your family and talk about it. Talk about how the fuck did it take this long to see the people fully, the people that you see and interact with every day. How the fuck did it take this long to recognize and do something about the pain they've been in front of you? Do not unload this onto your Black friends. As you can hear, or maybe I don't know if you can hear, but there are helicopters swarming. There are army trucks going down main streets. We are wrestling and managing enough right now, and we don't need to also manage your emotions and how you're feeling in this moment. If you weren't feeling this way, then I would say you were not doing the work. If you weren't feeling this way, then I would say you were not looking at yourself hard enough. So go ahead and feel it. Go ahead and continue to push through these uncomfortable moments. Go ahead and remember and point out all the times that you did respond and react in racist ways. All the times you crossed the street, you held your purse too tight, you said somebody was pretty for being Black. All of those things, let them pour out in your private space, in your private white space, not on us. And then do better. And then you get to know how to respond moving forward.
Yeah. I love that. I love that. I love what he was saying. Definitely just with myself, even in the last week or two, I have like for sure felt embarrassed about things I've said or done. I went to a protest yesterday and I made a bunch of mistakes at the protest. I should say, like, there are a lot of things to learn and a lot of things to know in being an ally to people. And you're not going to be somebody with, like, you know, a degree in African American studies tomorrow. And it's an ongoing process. So I should also mention that in the description below, there are places. I put places, and we're going to go at the end of this, there will be places to donate, follow, questions to ask yourself. Right, yeah, he did explain it. Like, he explained it so well. And it's like, if you are feeling uncomfortable, then that means, at least you're doing something right. You're doing the work. So what I'm going to do is, right now we're going to start with the first text message. I want to start with this one because I thought this one was really actually kind of funny. Okay. Now, I will say there's going to be a bunch of typos because, if you're typing on the phone, a lot of these were sent to me via text message. Okay. Hey, saw your TikToks. Love your videos. You're so funny. I just feel so alone being a mixed kid raised with my mom's white-ass family. Whenever I make a post standing up for what's right, my own family chimes in. But the riots aren't the way to go. But that's what it takes to be heard. That's a good point. I have another video to show you after that. This is a typo, but I'm assuming when Colin Kaepernick took a knee for the national anthem, the same people lost their shit and also reacted negatively. So I'm gonna skip ahead, but this last line, this is some next level Jumanji shit. I really love that line because 2020 is some next level Jumanji shit going on. I wish we could go back to 2016. I think that's the year Prince died, when all we had to worry about was all these musicians that we loved were passing away. But this year has been super crazy and super tough. So I want to thank this person for sending a text message in, and what I want to do is go to another text message. This one's kind of wild and tough. We are going to lose and get viewers, but we just got to talk about this stuff. As for what's going on with police brutality as a minority, it's pretty fucking awful. It's gross that I see my friend who is in their home having the KKK pass through their neighborhood and police won't do anything. Meanwhile, you see police not hesitating to open fire at protesters who just want to be heard. I'm thankful, however, for the people who have the privilege to speak out and advocate for much necessary change in our society, and I hope everything is doing all right. So I do appreciate that message. I appreciate you reaching out and opening up and letting us know. I can't even imagine what it's like to live in a city where we know there's KKK members on the police force in your neighborhood. Like, you could look at somebody in the eye and be like, this person hates me just because of the way I look. So I really appreciate you sharing that. Let's go along and go to another text message, and then we're going to hear a voicemail. Also, yeah, if you're in the comment section, just let me know how you're feeling, what's going on. If you agree, I appreciate you guys sticking around. Again, there will be music at the end of this. This might be a little bit of a short one. Let's go to the next one. I'm not feeling well. I'm angry at the injustice. I'm angry at the government. I'm angry at our president. I'm angry. White silence is violence, but that's not understood. Peaceful protests are not understood by the police as we get run over with cars, horses, thrown in police buses for no reason, shot with rubber bullets, maced, pepper sprayed, tear gassed, beaten. All for what? Why do they have to shoot to kill? Why is the president, I like how they put the president in quote, because, yeah, okay. Basically, instating martial law. Why is he doing that? Why is this country that was built on lies, manipulation, and hatred taking so long to understand our faults? There are protests in all 50 states and in many other countries, and yet our leader, in quotes again, is declaring civil war against his people. Why is that? Why would he be such a coward that he can't handle it when we're peaceful? When I read that text really moved me, because I could totally sense the anger, the frustration going on, because it's like, yeah, why? Why the hell is this happening? It's 2020. This is the year of, Back to the Future, where they go to 2015, they had flying cars, and we're still dealing with this shit. Super, super frustrating. And for those of you who called in just talking about your feelings, again, that's totally fine. That's what the whole point was. I wanted to use those feelings as a springboard to talk about something else. Let's go to a voicemail and let's listen to this one over here. Now, just so you know, if you called in and you're in the chat right now, or you send a text message and I didn't use yours, know that I did my best to respond. I read every single one. I tried to respond to every single one. I can't thank you enough for participating. Maybe in the future, every week we'll do a different question. It could be fun. Tell me a secret. Confess something to me. But we'll do that later. Let's do a voicemail.
This is the second time I'm leaving a voicemail. If you did not hear the first one, I'm 14, a child, who is leaving a voicemail about the protests and the rioting and what was going on recently. It's crazy, that the news and news articles and things online and videos are only showing you things that the people and the protesters are doing wrong. They show people spray painting, lighting things on fire, whether those things are true or not. They aren't showing you the people who are coming together to clean up all of the spray paint that's on the walls, coming together to clean after there was a lot of damage done. But you want to know something? Buildings and things could be destroyed and rebuilt. You want to know what can't be rebuilt? And the people who died, they cannot be brought to life, can they? No, they can't. So, if the police are so mad that buildings are being burned down or attacked or whatever, they shouldn't be. I get the ones that are like the small businesses, the ones that are family owned, and just the chains, like the popular ones like Target that got looted. That I get. They have multiple businesses and buildings around the world. Those shouldn't be kept from being destroyed because people are angry. That's why they are destroying. They are angry. They don't know. What they want is justice, but clearly no one's giving that to them, so this is what they result to. I can't find the words for these things because I am so mad. All these things I see on TikTok, they're crazy. People aren't getting what they deserve. Everyone should be treated equally. It's not fair. Not fair. They should get what they deserve, but no one is giving that to them. No one is. I want this solved because who else is going to give it to them? Clearly not the police. So, gotta find some other way. This has been me. You have a wonderful day.
Okay, so I'm assuming that voicemail is coming from Stolen Lives. So I appreciate you calling and letting me know. And, you know, at the young age of 14, it's really cool to know, like, you guys are so wild, like worrying about how you guys sound. I think that you're right on the money. I think for people who, I know that the argument's been like, oh, well, the rioting and the looting is so bad. I want to play you another video with regards to that. Trevor Noah put out a statement on his YouTube, on his Instagram, that I think really explained it well, as far as oh boy, we got somebody in the comments going off. Yes, thank you, David. David's the chat moderator for this. He will put people in check. Thank you, David. So I want to play this clip from Trevor Noah, who it was so, I feel like he articulated it really well. So I'm just going to pop that on right now.
Of everything. I saw so many people online saying, these riots are disgusting. This is not how a society should be run. You do not loot and you do not burn and you do not, this is not how our society is built. And that actually triggered something in me where I was like, man, okay, society, but what is society? And fundamentally, when you boil it down, society is a contract. It's a contract that we sign as human beings amongst each other. We sign a contract with each other as people, whether it's spoken or unspoken, and we say, amongst this group of us, we agree in common rules, common ideals, and common practices that are going to define us as a group. That's what I think a society is. It's a contract. And as with most contracts, the contract is only as strong as the people who are abiding by it. But if you think of being a black person in America who is living in Minneapolis or Minnesota or any place where you're not having a good time, ask yourself this question when you watch those people. What vested interest do they have in maintaining the contract? Why don't we all loot? Why doesn't everybody take? Because we've agreed on things. There are so many people who are starving out there. There's so many people who don't have. There are people who are destitute. There are people who, when the virus hit and they don't have a second paycheck, already broke, which is insane, but that's the reality. But still, think about how many people who don't have, the have-nots, say, you know what, I'm still going to play by the rules even though I have nothing, because I still wish for this society to work and exist. And then some members of that society, namely black American people, watch time and time again how the contract that they have signed with society is not being honored by the society that has forced them to sign it with them. When you watch Ahmaud Arbery being shot and you hear that those men have been released, and were it not for the video and the outrage, those people would be living their lives, what part of the contract is that in society? When you see George Floyd on the ground and you see a man losing his life in a way that no person should ever have to lose their life, at the hands of someone who's supposed to enforce the law, what part of the contract is that? And a lot of people say, well, what good does this do? Yeah, but what good doesn't it do? That's the question people don't ask the other way around. What good does it do to loot Target? How does it help you to loot Target? Yeah, but how does it help you to not loot Target? Answer that question. Because the only reason you didn't loot Target before was because you were upholding society's contract. There is no contract if law and people in power don't uphold their end of it. And that's the thing I think people don't understand sometimes, is that we need people at the top to be the most accountable, because they are the ones who are basically setting the tone and the tenor for everything that we do in society. It's the same way.
All right. Thank you to my guest, Trevor Noah. That was Trevor Noah live. That's legit Trevor Noah. I think he was talking about, one second. I'm gonna have a special guest call in. This is my friend Nina who's gonna call in. Nina is black. She has a son. Thank you. Hey, can you do a FaceTime audio call? Yeah, I got you. Thank you. So my friend Nina, she's black. She has a black son, 8 years old, and she just had to have a talk with her son, and it wasn't a the birds and the bees talk. It was something else, and I want to have her on. I want to have her talk about it, because I thought it might give some perspective if you're somebody who's not a person of color. It's a conversation that I never had to have. I'm not going to engage with George Washington. So here we go. Give me 1 second, guys.
Oh, can you hear me well?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you well.
And guys in the chat, let me know if the audio is okay. It should be going through, but I think everybody could hear you on here. So Nina, say what's up to the group. We got 22 people.
Yo,
watching. We're hanging out.
Hanging.
Thank you for joining me and talking to me and sharing your story with me. Tell me about you posted about this last week, but tell me about the conversation you had to have with your son, who's wonderful and awesome and one of the coolest people I know.
Yeah, sorry, it's just a little bit staticky. You said share what I had discussed recently with Riley, like around police brutality specifically.
Yeah, tell me about the conversation you had to have to have with him. And you're clear. They could hear you on the chat.
Sweet. Yeah. So I got to a point like where I started kind of noticing, like, for lack of better words, that I am like in a special space with Riley, because him being, you know, a young black man and me being a black woman, I realized that a lot of times I had to focus on like idealism even, and that I wouldn't have to like, I'm like, no, Riley's not going to deal with, this situation though. Like not my family, or like,
right.
I realized I just really was kind of blocking out the idea that it would be a part of Riley's life, him being my 8-year-old son, that he would have to, understand and experience the conditions of the world currently. Because I think for most parents, what you would ideally want for your child is that they feel equipped and ready for the times you're not there, And so I think about that with Riley often. I'm like, well, you know what? I'm not always going to be around. I'm not always going to be able to protect conversations that he's having or situations that he may be in. And the more that he's knowledgeable about what's going on, the more he can protect himself. And even me telling you this right now, it's like, wow, I have to teach an 8-year-old how to protect themselves.
Yeah.
Because of the life that, that society has like placed on us, really. So I remember like I sat in the room with him and I was like, wow, I'm about to talk to him about racism, and it's something that like I felt like I dreaded even sharing with him for so long.
Right.
And with everything going on, I was like, shit, who knows what kind of, racist stuff he's already heard and not even known to protect himself, because I haven't even freaking had the conversation with him.
Yeah.
And I was like, with the fact that he's getting older and more mature, it's he understands more, he's going to hear more, he's going to be also treated differently. Like, I'm going to make sure that he's equipped to protect himself, not necessarily like how to act.
Tell me how what the conversation sounded like, because I remember you told me his reaction. It was so heartbreaking,
Yeah, basically we were sitting in the room together, and I explained to him, which was really, really difficult, like the fact that there's good police and bad police, basically.
Right.
And after we got that part that's kind of rough, he was like, is my dad going to be killed by the police? Like, will my dad be shot? Will you be, hurt? And just when he asked him that, and I realized, like, damn, I know the answer to that. And that answer is possibly yes. Like, I kind of paused for a second. I took a breath, and I was like slowly feeling my eyes swell up. And I was just like, I don't know if it would happen. I hope that it wouldn't happen. And that's why I'm explaining it to you, so that you understand things that are going on around you. And, one thing I've been talking to him about lately is the fact that he's more mature and he can handle more information now. So I brought that up. I was like, how you're getting older, and I'm telling you like more information now that's more mature and hard to hear at times. And I'm like, damn, but he's still an 8-year-old, like,
right.
It just kind of blew my mind for a moment. I'm like, damn, I'm like preparing my 8-year-old to be out here in this war that like black people are facing on a regular basis. And it just kind of like gave me like anxiety, like definitely. And just to hear him ask those questions, I'm just like, wow. So
and he started crying, man. It's like if you're not a person of color, like, I'll be honest with you, I never had a conversation like that. Also, then again, my mom never had conversations with me like that, and like any sort of conversations with me. Not even like the sex talk. So like they're
we dread it, yo.
Right, like you haven't even had that. Like, what, both those conversations, you like, which one is worse, man? It's insane.
So I know it's a tough one.
So if you're a person that's a non-person of color, imagine growing up in your household, you didn't have that conversation, and it just that immediately puts, hopefully, this into perspective.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, telling an 8-year-old that they have to worry about, their parents getting murdered by the police, or that they're getting to an age where they're getting bigger, and they have to also be cautious of, how they may get treated by the police, and just to know what it is. It's just like, God damn it, I never want to freaking tell
Yeah.
I never wanted to tell you this, Riley. Like that's exactly what I felt in my head. I was like, I never wanted to even have this conversation. This is so fucking horrible. Like I can't believe I'm explaining this to you right now.
But
It's idealistic. It's idealistic for me to think that that he won't experience that, or that I'm going to prevent it somehow.
Right.
And that's our reality.
Well,
That's
I appreciate you. I appreciate you sharing that, telling the people watching that. It is a crazy conversation, and hopefully a conversation we don't have to have like anymore. But I don't know how long that's gonna take. But I appreciate you calling. I'm gonna get back to showing some of these videos and these voicemails and these text messages. But I appreciate you. I love you. All right.
I love you too, and I'm really proud of the work you're doing. Keep doing it. It's not easy.
It's
not easy, and you have to hear a lot. You're making an very open space, and I commend you for that. There's a lot of people who are non-black that probably would not do that. So, like, you're already setting a tone right now for positive change, dude. So you keep doing that.
I'm just trying to do what I can. So I appreciate you.
Yeah, you are. You are doing a good job. Promise.
All right, I'll talk to you a little later. I'll talk to you later.
All right, for sure.
Okay, bye.
Peace, everybody else. Take care.
All right, thank you to Nina for calling in. Damn, it's like it's so real when you hear a mom have to talk about having that conversation with their son, man. I'm gonna play another voicemail for you guys. This is from Brandon from Texas. He is, I believe. Let's take a listen.
Sorry, man. I'm gonna try this one more time. I guess I was talking a little too slow, but yeah, my name's Brandon. I'm from San Antonio, Texas. I saw you from TikTok, and I just want to say how I'm feeling, man. I'm not feeling well, brother. I'm hurting. My heart hurts. Depressed, man. This whole world's going to shit. I'm a black man. We had a protest on Saturday in San Antonio where there was some group called the Defenders of Texas out there with AR-15s trying to protect the Alamo behind the cop line just to make sure that a bunch of unarmed protesters don't fuck up the Alamo. And it's scary, man. I took a rubber bullet to my thigh, man. Bruised pretty badly. I'm sore. And it's saddens me, man. This is what the world comes to. It saddens me that it doesn't seem like change is gonna happen. I don't know what else to do, man. I mean, I register to vote, and every time I vote, it doesn't seem like it works. It's always the same politicians stuck in the same house, redoing the same laws to keep my people down. It frustrates the fuck out of me. I don't know, man. All you do is to the Most High, the Creator, to try to get some peace of mind, try to make something positive out of this situation. It's hard to, man. It really is. People that look like me get murdered in the streets every day. We're seeing it. Definitely not desensitized. It hurts me every time. And I don't know, man. I guess that's all I got. I'm just tired, sick, depressed. I'm an essential worker. So even after seeing all this happen, I'm still going to my job right now. Yeah, man. I guess that's all I got. Thanks.
All right. Thank you to Brandon for calling in. And it's hard to put ourselves in that position. I mean, that's not unfair. Like, he was just trying to fight for his right at a protest, and he got shot with a rubber bullet. Does that seem fair? And then you have a group of people behind him armed with guns. I just want to thank you for airing your frustrations, letting us know how you feel. I know that a lot of people here who are watching, who are listening, totally can sympathize with you. I wasn't at any of I went to one rally yesterday, and it was totally peaceful. I did not stick around to see what happened after that, but it's wild. I don't really have much else to say, just to hear what you're saying. So I appreciate you talking to us about it. Let me do another text message. Let's see what else we got. So this is a person of color. This is a long one. I'm going to go ahead and read this. Let me make it a little bit smaller. Okay. In all honesty, I'm just appalled at the amount of disrespect in our community. Everything that happened with George Floyd is just horrible, and the way some people are reacting is so arrogant and conceited. People are saying things like, well, he could have just escaped if he moved. The officers were just doing what they were supposed to do. He was resisting. No, he wasn't. He had two officers on his legs. One kneeled on his neck. And as a young African-American woman who is only 14 years old, that honestly breaks my heart. He was falsely accused and still ended up losing his life. And there are still people who are against the Black Lives Matters movement. And I don't even understand why. Of course, racism is still alive, but why does it have to be? We aren't even saying Black lives matter more than white lives. We're trying to make it known that we matter too. We just want equality in our society. We want to be able to leave our house knowing that we won't have to worry about being shot on sight, losing someone, any more innocent family members to the rumors of our communities. I will stand for our rights, and you do not have to be colored to do the same. In my eyes, we are all the same, and I want the world to know that. Yo, these teenagers are woke. Damn. Articulate and woke AF. If you are not a person of color, just try to put yourself in her position. I posted a video. I shared a video on my Instagram yesterday. It was at a protest, I believe, in Salt Lake City, Utah, and an old white man was pushed over by the police, and it was like so shocking. But also, if you're part of the, yeah, you guys are woke as fuck. If you which is why there's a shit ton of like a shit ton of hope, because you guys are woke and smart as fuck. I showed this video and I thought, like, man, look, I'm sure a ton of white people saw this and they got so upset. But imagine being a black person in America and seeing the images of George Floyd. You would lose your mind. And I think with that, what I'm going to do is show another video from this really funny comic I've had the pleasure of doing shows with. He was on America's Got Talent. He posted this on his IG. This is mostly just to give people perspective. When people say Black Lives Matter versus All Lives Matter, and listen, I myself have messed up and said some dumbass shit. So it's okay to be embarrassed. Be thankful you have friends that keep you in check. BTW. But I'm going to play this video for you. This is Preacher Lawson. Super funny. Check out his comedy also. But why don't you have a listen to this, because I thought this was really, really enlightening.
Now I just feel like I had to say this. It's like super heavy on my heart. I got to get it off. Now, if you feel like you're a good person, or if you feel like you're open-minded, I just need you to hear me out. All right. If you feel like you're a good person, feel like you're open-minded, just listen to what I'm saying. Listen to what I'm saying, and if you disagree with what I'm saying. So it's fine to disagree, but listen to what I'm saying. Now, Black Lives Matter started from the racial injustice towards black people. So when you say all lives matter in response to Black Lives Matter, you're saying one of either two things. You're saying, one, either I don't care what happens to black people, or I don't believe it, right? Because black people were 11% of the country, 55% of jail. Of the prisons were 55%, right? So when you hear that statistic, what do you think? Oh, it makes sense. Black people commit crime like that, right? Or, man, maybe 11% is 55% of jail. Maybe black people are being targeted, right? Maybe they're treated a little different. Let's do a poll. We're just going to do a poll. Just a question. How many times have you been pulled over walking? You can answer in the comment section. You can answer yourself. How many times have you been pulled over walking? All right. Now, you know how many times I've been pulled over from walking? I don't know either. That's how many times I've been pulled over walking. I don't know how many times I've been pulled over. I lost count. I don't have any jewelry. I don't have no piercings, no tattoos. I don't sag my pants. I was never high drunk. What's another reason for me to get pulled over by cops? Walking. Where's your ID? Let me pat you down. I was getting asked for my ID by cops when I wasn't even old enough to have an ID. And then cops' excuses. Why do you need my ID? There's someone that broke in down the street. You know I look like my ID, right? My mom was driving. She got pulled over 3 times within an hour. She was driving through Texas. And then they went through a car. I don't know if y'all seen my mom. She's 5'3", non-threatening. Why do you need to go through a car? Why do you need to go through a car? You know when this happened? 3 weeks ago. That happened 3 weeks ago. That's not even what happened to my mom growing up. And my mom growing up, in textbooks, they taught her that she was a third of a person. You understand? If she was doing the homework and she said, I'm a full person, she fails. That's crazy. Because her life was taught it didn't matter. So that's what we're reinforcing right now. Maybe this happens to everybody. If it happens to everybody, all lives matter makes sense. But it kind of seems like it's just happening to black people.
Yeah. Damn. That is Preacher Lawson. And I hope that also puts some perspective. I'm just trying to what we're talking about is empathy, right? We're talking about putting, if we're not a person of color, putting ourselves in their shoes. And that's why I played that, because I have never been pulled over walking. I don't know if you have. But it's a shame. It makes sense why people are so fucking angry and so upset. You know, towards the we're wrapping up soon. I'm gonna show a couple more couple more texts that I got, maybe one more voicemail, and then I'm gonna sing some songs. It was powerful. You could hear it in his voice. I'm gonna put this text up I got from a veteran. Okay, let's do it over here. Let me go over here. Okay. As a white male and a combat veteran, I stand by people of color in this country who are struggling and trying to defend their right to exist against a system that places priority and preference upon white folks while condemning the black community to remain silent. I took an oath to defend the people of this country against all enemies, foreign and domestic. These riots, they are a scream. Loud, full of rage, violence, indiscriminate, and disorganized. And a reaction to a system that has ignored every other attempt at resolution, thanks to the silence of the unaffected. Now people are beginning to understand what it means to be affected, because no one wants to blame the system that made this happen. They want to focus on the men and women expressing their collective pain as a culture and silence them, so that things can return to normal and they can return to ignoring what does not affect them. This is a powder keg centuries in the making, which will humble many and harm many. But change, radical change, is brought about by action, not inaction. Time's up. This is a veteran, white male, coming back to a country that... Now, I'm not going to go, I haven't done enough research, and I can't speak articulately about systematic racism, institutionalized racism in the country, but there are, and I'm going to list them, there are things in the description, books and movies, and resources you can go to learn about this. But that's going to be coming at the end. Let us do another text over here. It's not fair. I feel guilty. I want to be there for my brothers and sisters. I want to protest and show them I am going to show up. But instead I'm here, scared and paralyzed by the entire thing. My friend, I believe is Ione, called me yesterday crying. We never really talked and have heart to heart. She was sobbing. She was shaking and scared. She was scared to go outside and go get an oil change. Being a lighter-skinned Mexican is definitely a privilege of mine. And I know our experiences are so different. I don't know, I have so much to say, but it all feels futile. At the same time, my friend, an officer, was activated in Downey to help control the protests and looting in my hometown of Southgate. This doesn't feel real. Dude, this is Jumanji, bro. This is a different Jumanji, and next year, hopefully, they put out a film with Kevin Hart where they try to go into the game and fix racism. That would probably be like a 10-part movie series that I think would be a box office hit. Just have The Rock and the Kevin Hart fix racism in film, and then everything is everything is fixed. All right, let's take another one. Taking action, not being able to. Let's see what this one was. All right, I wake up thinking about everything. It feels like the world is just falling apart. I can't physically go to protests and can't afford to donate. So I've been able to. All I've been able to do is repost links on my socials, which feels so insignificant. I feel guilty of wanting to seek out some happy content and feel completely bombarded with images of negativity and hate. Spreading it is absolutely necessary, and I know that. It's just so much, so fast. I cling on to the hope that this is what will finally change something. This is our generation's civil rights movement, and things have got to get better. Hope you are staying safe in LA. Thank you for always spreading positivity, making people laugh on the internet. You know, this is interesting because, you know, she's talking about feeling futile, and I understand. Like, I'm going to be honest with you. If you watch any of my comedy, it avoids we're going to play one more voicemail, and then I'm just going to play some songs. We're going to get real kumbaya out here. But if you're somebody who watches my comedy, you know I basically talk about the dating, relationships, and some other random bullshit. I often stay away from politics, issues on race, gender, things like that. And if you think all this posting is futile, just know that all this posting got me riled up. Okay? And I thought like, you know what? In a year, in 10 years, in 5 years, if I look back on my Instagram feed and it's just photos of my breakfast, feta cheese omelets and shit, and I didn't post anything about this or share anything about this or do anything about this, I would feel bad. So I posted this on my Instagram on Monday. If you're somebody who feels like posting an image, a photo, just a hashtag feels insignificant, it's not. Okay? You're using your voice. You're bringing awareness. You're fighting for civil rights and issue. You're fighting for a beautiful issue. It's going to inspire other people to post, and then that snowball just gets bigger and bigger. And so don't be afraid to just keep posting. Share what you read and hear. All the stuff I'm going to share at the end of this is all stuff I got from people posting stuff. So it works. It helps. Let's do one last voicemail, and then I'm going to sing some songs. Let's do this one. Okay.
Hi. Honestly, I feel like this is, like, I feel weak. I feel like I can't do anything for my own people, my own culture. I just have to sit and I have to watch. I'm not allowed to go out and protest. I'm not allowed to go outside, even to any stores. And I wish I could do something, anything, just to help out. I'm posting, I'm liking, I'm sharing, but it doesn't feel like enough to me, honestly. But why would someone care about how some random girl in the United States feels about her own culture? You know? That's it.
Damn. So hopefully you could hear So I'm gonna say the bulk of the messages I got were very much like that. A lot of people saying they're scared, they feel helpless, they feel like their voice doesn't matter, they feel like they can't do anything. I'm gonna use that as a segue into, I want to show you guys a couple of things over here. That's going to be it for the voicemails and the text. So first of all, I want to thank you guys who responded, who sent me a message. For real, I thank you so much. And if you feel so, this is what I'm doing right here. This is what I thought I could do. So this is what I'm doing. Does it help? I don't know, but I'm going to do what I can, and I think you should too. So what I have here are a bunch of action items. I have a list of places you could donate to. List of places you could follow. Now, if you're online, you will see tons of places you could donate. You can honestly just go to Google and find a list of places that you could donate to. I recently donated to the National Bail Fund Network. Innocence Project is a fantastic place to donate to. Campaign Zero is a campaign to end police brutality. At the end of the day, if you don't want to donate to any of these, donate to the ACLU, because they're always fighting for civil rights. That's like, I feel like ground zero. Like check out the ACLU. We have some socials you can follow here. These are all great. You don't have to follow all of these places. You could follow one. It doesn't matter. Just try to stay informed, because once the outrage is over, once these police officers get tried or convicted or sentenced or whatever it is, it doesn't stop. And that's the thing. I got to keep telling myself, this does not stop. So action items you could do. So down here, register to vote. Check in on your black friends, family, partners, and colleagues. Just know when you do this, and if you go to the first video I showed of Brandon Goodman, if you go to his Instagram, he talks about the proper way to check in with your black friends and your family, your partners, and all that stuff. Don't expect a response. Just tell them you care about them, you hear them, you see them. They are dealing with so much right now. So just let them know that you see them and hear them. Share and repost resources around you. I mean, this is what we were just saying. A post goes a long way. It really does. And it will inspire other people. Not only that, if you are not a person of color and you post something, it just shows that you are supporting the cause. So don't be afraid to do that. Donate and support the initiatives you believe in. So I think that's important. Now, I know times are tough. Unemployment's at 30%. We don't got no money. People don't really have money. So if you could volunteer at a food bank, volunteer at one of these organizations, email. I didn't put a list of petitions or places to email. I will update that on the description below, but there are so many places you could put a voice to. So I'm going to leave these up here. And I'm just going to sing some songs, just a couple of songs, and we're going to finish up. The next time we do the Super Chill Fun Time live stream show, it will be super chill and super fun. And we will be doing Would You Rathers. We might make up some songs, all that stuff. So I want to thank you guys so much for being here. I want to thank my friends for, keeping me humble and, when I fuck up, letting me know when I do some stupid shit. So thank you for that. All right, let me pull some of these music. Let me pull up some of these songs. It's gonna get real kumbaya right now. And I don't know these songs by heart, but there's just music, you know what I mean? Oh no 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 no. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Brother. And I'm going to leave these things on the side that you could follow. Okay? I might have to scroll up and down because I'm looking right on my computer. Here we go. Thank you guys again. I don't even want to see my own face when I do this. I'm just going to frickin' sing it. Mother, mother, there's far too many of you crying. Brother, 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 there's far too many of you dying. You know we've got to find a way to bring some loving here today. Father, Father, we don't need to escalate. You see, war is not the answer, for only love can conquer hate. You know we got to find a way to bring some love in here today. Picket lines and picket signs, don't punish me with brutality. Talk to me so you can see, ooh, what's going on? Tell me what's going on. Ooh, tell me what's going on. Tell me what's going on. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Mother, mother, everybody thinks we're wrong, but who are they to judge us simply 'cause our hair is long? You know we got to find a way to bring some love in here today. Picket lines and picket signs, don't punish me with brutality. Talk to me so you can see, ooh, what's going on? What's going on? Tell me what's going on. What's going on? Finger snaps, finger snaps, finger snaps, finger snaps, finger snaps. That is by the wonderful Marvin Gaye. I'm going to play this song for you. This song is by James Taylor. This song is called You've Got a Friend. This one is a little bit harder, so I apologize if I make mistakes with this one. Brother, 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 there's not too many of you there. You know you got to find a way to bring some loving. When you're down, I think I'm gonna play it up. I forget what key I play this in. I forget what key I play this in. I had a burp. When you're down and troubled and you need a helping hand and nothing, whoa, nothing, this is going right. Close your eyes and think of me, and soon I will be there to brighten up even your darkest night. You just call out my name, and you know wherever I am, I'll come running. Oh yes, I will, to see you again. Winter, spring, summer, or fall, all you got to do is call, and I'll be there. Yes, I will. You've got a friend. If the sky above you should turn dark and full of clouds, and that old north wind should begin to blow, keep your head together and call my name out loud. Soon I'll be knocking at your door. You just call out my name, and you know wherever I am, I'll come running to see you again. Winter, spring, summer, or fall, all you got to do is call, and I'll be there. Yes, I will. Hey, ain't it good to know that you got a friend? Oh, did I freeze? There we go. Ain't it good to know that you got a friend? People can be so cold. They'll hurt you and desert you. They'll take your soul if you let them. Don't you let them. Just call out my name, and you know wherever I am, I'll come running to see you again. Oh, don't you know that winter, spring, summer, or fall, all you got to do is call, and I'll fucking be there for you. Yeah. All you got to do is that number on my TikTok is still live, BT Dub. So if you want to leave a voicemail, you can. All right, second to last song. Lean on me when you're not strong. Let's turn the reverb up. How many people are still watching? 12? Great. Thanks for hanging. If you're still hanging in the background. This is just the wind down. We're chilling. Sometimes in our lives, we all have pain. We all have sorrow. But if we are wise, we know that there's always tomorrow. Lean on me when you're not strong, and I'll be your friend, and I'll help you carry on. For it won't be long till I'm gonna need somebody to lean on. Please swallow your pride. If I have things you need to borrow, for no one can fill those of your needs that you don't let show. So just call on me, brother, when you need a hand. We all need somebody to lean on. I just might have a problem that you'd understand. We all need somebody to lean. Lay that drum beat down, lean on me. Oh yeah, when you're not strong, and I'll be your friend. I'll help you carry on. For it won't be long till I'm gonna need somebody to lean on. If, yeah, there is a load you have to bear, and that you can't carry, I'm right up the road, I'll share your load if you just call me. Lean on me when you're not strong, and I'll be your friend. I'll help you carry on, for it won't be long till I'm gonna need somebody to lean on. All right, guys. Let's get into the last vibey thing. Thanks so much for hanging out. Don't forget to check these resources out. If you're still watching, give me a like. Smash that subscribe. But it's all good. I tried this thing that I thought was fun. Let me turn the reverb off for a second. Where is this? Rap, hip hop. There we go. All right, so this was, I did like a trivia show, and we had to do, I had to play like hip hop songs. Clap, 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 finger snap, right? It's like an open mic. The vibe is tight. I should do this more often, just sing some fucking covers on here. Who cares, right? All right, everything you need to know. I forgot to mention, for those of you who are still watching, there's movies and books you could read in the description below, so just take a look at that. The lights. Thank you for the lights. We got the lights. I saw the ad for those the sparkle lights on TikTok, and I bought the shit. So that's what happened. All right, last thing. Here we go. It was all a dream. Used to read a Word Up magazine. Salt and pepper every dip in the limousine. Hanging pictures on my wall. Every Saturday, rap attack, Mr. Magic Marley Marl. I let my tape rock to my tape pop. Smoking weed and bamboo, sipping on private stock. Way back when I had the red and black lumberjack with the hat to match. Remember rapping Duke? The hard, you never thought that hip-hop would take it this far. Now I'm in the limelight cause I rhyme tight. Time to get paid, blow up like the World Trade. Born sinner, the opposite of a winner. Remember when I used to eat sardines for dinner? Piece to Ron G, Brucey B, Kid Capri, Funk Master Flex, Love Bug, Start Skiing so juicy. I'm zoo juicy. Shout out to Notorious B.I.G. I'm so juicy. I'm so juicy. So that was a hip-hop song that I turned into. I'm going to do one more of those, and I'm going to get out of here, guys. Thanks again for chilling with me. Make sure to give me a like. And this is going to be up. I'm going to leave this up. So if y'all want to go back and check it out and listen, go for it. All right. May I kick a little something for the G's and make a few ends as I breeze through 2 in the morning and the party's still jumping cause my mama ain't home. I got bitches in the living room getting it on, and like they ain't leaving till 6 in the morning. So what you wanna do? I got a pocket full of rubbers and my homeboys do too. Peace, YouTube. Yeah. Let me put some tunes for you to vibe to. Vibe to the tunes. Just vibe vibe. Ooh, ooh, ooh. I'm gonna leave this up, and you guys are gonna be chilling in my room. I'm gonna mute myself. Where the freak is the music? Here we go. Here we go. I'll turn it down.